Hey guys, Billy Davidson here, Davidson Pressure Washing Painting, aka the king of parking lot striping. Hope all you are doing great tonight. Wanted to talk to you tonight about turning your spare time into a six-figure income in a relatively short time with a relatively short learning curve given the right training. So as you see in this video, we are doing some parking lot striping. If you're not familiar with parking lot striping is what it is. It is going in and striping the parking lines and parking lots in your hometown. Matter of fact, there's not enough suppliers for the demand out there. Matter of fact, a couple days ago, I got a call out of Knoxville, Tennessee. They wanted a very large warehouse parking lot striped. Would probably pay anywhere from $18,000 to $22,000. Just was not enough for me to leave Baton Rouge, Louisiana with my whole crew and go that far, especially this time of the year. So that kind of lets me know there is a need out there for this niche market. And in your hometown, if you're driving around and looking at parking lot lines and they're faded, that means there's probably not too many people in that area doing it. And you could corner the market on that particular service, given the right marketing tactics and having the right knowledge to do the work itself. So in this video, we're going to go over several things. Also, I'm going to loop this video because we're going to talk a few things about tactics and techniques in parking lot striping. So I want you to see this a few times before we start talking about it. And I'm going to try to slow one part of it down to try to point out a few things. If you're looking for some very specific training on parking lot striping, check out the first link in the description. That'll take you to our All-Pro Parking Lot Striping course. And if you use the promo code BILLY699, you can get it right now for $699. I don't know how long that'll last, but they tell me that's a promotional code. It's for a limited time offer, so go check it out. The second link in the description will bring you to our equipment page where you can find this very same machine. It is a Titan 2850. It's on our equipment page, and you can go pick it up today and do the same thing we're doing in this video. And stay tuned to the end of the video because we're going to tell you how much we made on this particular job on this particular night, and we're going to go over some numbers at the end of the video. So guys, like I was just saying, this is a Titan 2850. It is a medium weight to high-end parking lot striping machine. It is mainly used to stripe heavy use. They do make some smaller machines for lighter use. That is a PL850. That is latex only paint, and it's ideal for doing small parking lots like dentist's office, chiropractor's office, things like that. So what I wanted to point out in this video here, whenever we are doing parking lot striping with a machine like this, most oftentimes we're striping from right to left. And the reason being, as you see Chris is doing this, he's striping right to left because if he did it the other way, he would have to back all the way out of the parking bay and maneuver his machine around that wet parking line. So striping right to left, that way, as soon as you finish your parking line, you can back it up and go at a diagonal cross over to the new line that you're about to stripe. And it's dry because you hadn't striped it yet. So that's dry paint you're rolling over and you're good to go. So that saves you a ton of time. And that is a little expert tip I want to share with you. Also, I want to talk about how to stripe a straight parking line. I'm going to try to explain it best I can in here. Also, in that All-Pro Striping course, we do teach how to stripe those parking lines straight. Last thing you want to do is have a bunch of banana lines out there. That is what it is. It looks like a banana. It's all curvy, and it's easy to mess it up. So having the right training is really important. So we're going to try to slow one of these videos down real quick, and we're going to walk you through from start to finish how to stripe that straight line. Then we're going to talk about a few other things. All right, guys, so we're going to slow this part down. We did this in this part of the parking lot. We tried to film it because it had the most light in it. So as you see here, Chris is putting a bead on this parking line. Chris has been doing this for 5 years and have done tens of thousands of lines, so I would consider him an expert at striping. He's still learning the machine a little bit, little nuances about tweaking it, but other than that, he's pretty much got this craft down pat. So he gets on top of the line with his spray tip, and there's several things that's going through his mind at the same time. And again, we're slowing this down so you kind of see how it's done in slow motion, just so you can kind of get a feel for it. When you first start that parking line, it is very imperative that you pull the trigger and move the machine simultaneously. And I mean within a tenth of a second, because that machine will put paint out on the beginning of that line and make a pool of paint before you know it, like literally in a blink of an eye. So it takes a little bit of dexterity. I call it the lunge technique. As soon as you pull that trigger, you need to be lunging forward. And then that's when the crap hits the fan. So now you got to keep the machine straight, because you can't stop and restart and back up, because there you start to get these segmented lines and it looks really awful. So you got to have that one fluid motion. So as soon as you pull that trigger, your eyes immediately is going to go all the way to the end of the parking line from the starting point, and then all of a sudden you glance up and have your gaze at the end of the parking line where you're going to end it. And also your gait or your walking speed has to be extremely consistent throughout the line. Now with a little practice, you'll get the feel for it. I always recommend practicing with water or maybe some interior or latex paint, because that can easily be power washed up, maybe like in your neighbor's driveway or something. Don't do any in yours. But yeah, practice with some water or either some chalky paint, something like interior latex, and you can start to get a little feel for it. Now, I do know guys that have taken the All Pro Striping course, and we teach this in really high detail. We break it down, the very specifics of it, with better camera views and angles than this, and you can kind of pick it up from there and learn a lot quicker than going trying to do it on your own. But like I said, as soon as you pull that trigger, your eyes, your gaze is going towards the end of that parking line. In this case, there's a wheel stop and a curbing there, so you don't want to jam that machine into that wheel stop for two reasons. You might break your machine, but also you're going to slosh paint all over the place. Even if you got a cap on the lid, if you hit something hard and it's a sudden stop from a fast walking pace, that paint's just going to slosh all over and make a huge mess. So once you pull that trigger and you do that quote unquote lunge forward technique, you got to make sure prior to that there's no obstacles in your way on the ground. Maybe it's a Coke can, it's a limb, some debris, ant pile, something like that. That has to be removed first, because your machine's going to run over it and be very bumpy over it, which will affect the line width and the line quality. You'll definitely be able to see exactly where you skipped a spot. So keeping those things in mind, practice with water, interior latex paint, and also use this technique of striping right to left, and that will definitely speed your line count up. In this particular night, we did approximately 900 something lines plus a bunch of other items out there. This total job price was about $10,600. So after my paint costs, paying Chris and Apex, and our travel time, I come out with about $6,800 to the good. Not bad. It was about 11 hours of work. I wish I could have got a little bit more for it, but this was a repeat customer and they expected a budget deal. So we just went ahead and gave away a little bit of a cut on the deal, but it was definitely a great night. Actually, this one job would pay for a machine like this all day long. And then at that point, you would have the machine to last you forever. Now, also want to mention the longevity of the machines. I have a machine that's about 13 years old. This machine's brand new, but the machine is 13 years old. It's been rebuilt a couple times, but it would still go out and stripe some lines. So think about this parking lot striping. Think about, if you're going to get into it, what equipment you're going to get, where you're going to practice at, what training courses you're going to take, whether you learn it from us or someone else that in the industry that might be teaching it. You definitely could shave off many, many months of mistakes and heartaches by taking the proper training and doing a proper practice. I've always told people, the old saying, practice makes perfect, but they're not so fast. I believe perfect practice makes perfect, because you can practice wrong on your own and you don't know that you're practicing wrong, and you'll build some of those bad habits. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Please check out the links in the description. If you need my help, leave a comment below. We always try to answer some of the comments below if you got a particular question. Also, you can consult and refer back to the All Pro Striping course. Guys, again, I'm Billy Davidson here with Davidson Pressure Washing Painting. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know that you like them. Now, I'll keep doing some of this content for you in the future. Y'all have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon.